So we need a button for our auto pizza upgrade. I'm just going to copy and paste this one and put it sort of in the middle. So I'm going to change the name of it to upgrade auto. That's okay. And change the text to button upgrade auto, and also change the text to auto click. So there we go. I'm also going to get rid of this event trigger and also get rid of the script by upgrade per click, because that's not what we want. I'm going to create a new C# script for script underscore by upgrade using the same naming convention as before, and this one is auto click, or could be auto pizza or something like this. So I've got by upgrade, auto click. Open that up. So in our new script we need to populate some variables. So some of these are going to look similar to the ones we've got in our last upgrade. So we need a reference to our clicking script. So public scr underscore clicking, and this is going to be called click. We need a reference also to our auto pizza counter. So when we purchase an upgrade here, it will add to that pizzas per second variable that we created. So script underscore auto pizza. Whoop, and I'm just going to call this auto. We also need a reference to our upgrade info. So because I've not got Unity engine.ui added, it's not recognizing the text thingy. So add using Unity engine.ui, and now if I type in text, it should recognize that as a thing, and we'll call this one upgrade info, same as the other script. We also want to add some public floats, so we're going to add one for current price. We're going to add one for power of, just like in the last one, and we're going to add one for that I'm going to call multiplier, and I'll mention what that does later on in the video. Next, a public string, and this one's going to be for our upgrade name, just like we had microwave for the last one. This one's going to be named something else, and we need an integer, and this one's going to be our next pizzas per sec. So that one is just going to contain a reference to what it's going to update the amount of pizzas per second to allow us, so that when we show the text, it'll say this upgrade will allow you to upgrade to per second this number of pizzas per second. So that'll be that value. We're also going to add a base price, public float base price, just like in the other one. In void start, we want to set our next pizzas per sec to 1. And actually, while I remember, head back into Unity, select the main button, so our UI button, click, head down to the script auto pizza script, and change the increase amount to 0, because we don't want it to automatically be adding things until we've purchased this upgrade. So back into our Visual Studio, so that's the next amount will be the 1, so it'll update to 1 pizzas per second. And we also want to set base price to equal whatever we set our current price to. We also want to add in a just like in our other one, a purchase upgrade function. In fact, I am gonna copy and paste this whole function across and just adapt it, just to save a bit of time. So we've got if our counter number is greater or equal to a current price, then that'll be the same. We remove the price from our counter, update power of, click amount per click plus equals click power. So that's one we won't use. What we want to do there instead is we want to reference our auto script. So the script auto pizzas, which is referenced named auto, and we want to up the increase amount to equal our next pizzas per sec price. There we go. So that will increase that amount to 1. Current price, let's make it go to, it feels like this should be more expensive because it's doing it itself. It seems more valuable than when I click stuff. Update text will keep because we are going to add that function in a second. In fact, we'll just go to our upgrade per click function and highlight and copy and paste the public void on mouse enter, on mouse exit, and the update text functions. Copy those, paste them. Do I need void update? I don't think so. Let's get rid of that. So we'll paste those into here. That's all good. So the difference will be the wording of the text here in the upgrade info. So we'll still have upgrade name, we'll still have a space, we'll still have $sign, we'll still have the price, we'll still have another line down, upgrade to auto generate, then a space, and then here we'll put our next pieces per sec variable, and then pizzas per second. So instead here it will say the price, etc., and it'll say upgrade to auto generate 1 pizzas per second. So there's an issue where it'll say 1 pizzas, which obviously isn't grammatically correct, but we could add a check to say, if the number of next pizzas per sec is greater than 1, then say pizza, like pizzas, else say pizza. But I'm not that bothered for this, so I'm not going to do that. Well, that should be everything we need. In terms of the script itself, I appreciate I breezed through that a little bit, but it's stuff we've covered already, so you should know it really. I want to add the upgrade by upgrade auto to our UI button upgrade auto. So in here I've added the script on. So there's a bunch of empty containers. So for the click script, we've done this enough times by now, UI button click, drag that into there. The auto one is the same because it's referencing the script that's attached to the UI button click. So drag that into there as well. Upgrade info is our UI text upgrade info element. Current price, I'm going to set this to 20 pizzas. Power off, leave that as 0. To be honest, that could have been a private multiplier. I think with this one, the intention was to make it public to allow us to tweak that on the fly. Because at the minute, this is hard coded. So that's a hard coded value. So if I want to change that, I have to go into the script and mess around with it. So I'll put multiplier, and then in Unity I'll put in here 2.05. Power of could actually be a private function. I don't necessarily need it cluttering up the Unity editor, so I'll put private float power of and get rid of that one, just to make things a little tidier. Save that. It's updated that. Upgrade name, I'm going to call this intern. So it's as if we've employed an intern to make all pizzas automatically for us. Next pizzas per sec. Again, that one I'm going to just leave blank. Could have been a private one, but never mind. And then the base price. Again, another one that could have been private. Don't necessarily need those on there. In fact, let's just... So again, we can avoid this being as cluttered. I'll just move this base price up to here because it's another float value. I don't need a new line necessarily. So there we go. So I've finished retrospectively changing whether it's private. So it already looks a bit neater. So if I hit play and hover over, nothing happens, and nothing will happen because we need to do a couple of things. We need to go to button scripts here, where on click we need to tell it what we need to do on click. So again, should know what we were doing by now. Drag that button itself into there, so, and then click that. We've got script by upgrade auto click and purchase upgrade. We also, for mouse over and mouse exit stuff, we need to add component, event trigger, add 2 new events for mouse or pointer enter, pointer exit, add one there. It's the same one in each one, so upgrade auto into there and upgrade auto into there. The function is going to be script object, mouse enter, and then here, script by object, mouse exit. So that should in theory be everything. If we hit play, our pizza isn't automatically making any pizzas, and we hover over that. Our intern costs $20 and will auto generate 1 pizzas per second. Microwave is $12 and that adds 5 pizzas per click. So I'm going to buy that first. So now 5 pizzas per click, much quicker. Wait, did I buy it? Okay, there we go. $20 for that, and you can see it's automatically adding to it. Let's add another one. So now it's moving up. No, there's an issue. There's a bug here. There's something I've forgotten. So it's still only adding in 1 every second. So go back into our buy upgrade auto click, and after we've done everything and updated the text, we want to upgrade or add to our next pizzas per sec. So at the minute that wasn't working because this was always 1. It was never updating. So we set next pizzas per sec plus equals 1. So it'll just add 1 on each time. So hit save, head back into Unity, game development, hit play, and we should still. So let's get to 20 pizzas. Hover over that, purchase it. So now it's 41 to upgrade to auto generate 2 pizzas per second. Let's buy one of those, upgrade to 2 pizzas per second. So there we go. That's working a bit better. Kind of feels like the cost is okay, isn't too bad. So it's auto generating pizzas, and the button works as it should. So as a little bonus at the end of this video, because it's come under the usual 20-minute mark, I'm going to go through some changes I want to make to the way that this game counts the numbers upwards automatically. So if you've played Cookie Clicker, you'll see that when you're earning quite a lot of cookies every sort of second, they don't wait for each second to pass before adding the cookies on. They do it sort of rapidly, as quick as you can view them, because it's much sort of nicer to watch these numbers rack up quicker than it is to wait every second. So even though these pizzas are going up, it's like 7 at a time or whatever, it's like, oh, it's still happening every second. So it'd be more exciting to see it happen quicker. So the way we're going to edit that is by messing with our auto pizza script and our coroutine that we made. So I'm just going to open this script up. So what we've got here, if you recall, let's zoom in a little, So our coroutine make pizza waits 1 second before it will go back and allow us to add another pizza on. However many pizzas we've got in make pizza. So if we reduce this amount, let's just go with 0.1 and then save that. Because it's a float number, we need to add an F there. And then if we return to Unity and sort of see how that looks when we run the game. So if I hit play, earn enough to buy myself so 20 pizzas. Okay, the numbers are racking up a lot faster, but they're racking up much faster than what we anticipated or what we wanted. So we wanted roughly, when we purchased that, for one pizza to be added roughly every second. If we add 2 pizzas per second, then we want one to add on like after 0.5 a second, and then another one to add on after another 0.5. So you see that happening a lot quicker. Here it's just adding on one every 10th of a second. So let's pause that. So in our buy upgrade auto clicks, the next pizzas per sec is 1. So if we change that to 0.1, then it will add on 0.1 every, so add on 0.1 every 10th of a second. So when it gets to 1 second, that's 1 pizza per second still. Just add the F on. So it should, we also need to change, it's still complaining because this variable is an integer. If we set it here to be an integer is a whole number, so it cannot be a float value. So we just need to say, actually, I've changed my mind, Unity is now a float. And then it's happy now. So if I save that, and then instead of next pizzas per sec adding on 1, let's just add on something like, I don't know, 0.5 F. The other thing that we want to do is this will cause an issue in a sense that this will no longer read whole numbers. So, whoops, compile error. Okay, cannot convert. Right, okay, so the reason it's come up with that error is because in our auto increase, so here we've got this line that is pointing to, saying this is the issue that it's not working. So in Unity, when we double click down here, it's taking me to the issue. So what it says, if we read it, cannot implicitly convert type float to an integer. So Unity doesn't convert, you can't just say, make this float value be equal to this integer value, because they are separate. You can convert them, so like using that range function, mass function, for example, will round it up, and then you might be able to convert that. There are ways to do it, but you can't just explicitly do it like we've tried to here, because if we go to the auto script, which is our auto pizza script, the script it's referring to, which is increase amount, the variable it's referring to is an integer. So we're trying to set an integer to a float value in this line. So we can just set that integer to a float as well to stop Unity complaining at us. Try and run the game. I'm gonna make 20 pizzas and then buy the upgrade. So the issue we've got is that now we've got this weird sort of point, is a load of decimal places after how many pizzas that we're creating, which we don't want. So it would be better if we just round that value up using our mathf.round function. And the place we would do that is in our script clicking, I think. So it'll be in it's our counter number. So here in void update, we set the counter text to be equal to counter number and the word pizzas. So here we can just add that mathf.round function, open bracket, close bracket. So that will round our the display value of number of the pizzas we've got into a round number, a whole number. So now if we head back into Unity and test this out, in theory it should work. So let's add on 20 pizzas. Okay, so it looks like it's adding one roughly every second. So rather than keeping clicking that, I am just going to go into this, and so you can see here what the actual value is. So I'm just going to type in 200 there just to give myself some free pizza, and then in the game I'm going to spend more money on that, so you can see how, okay, the numbers ticking up a bit faster now. Maybe the adding 0.5 each time was a bit overpowered. So we could change that and see if it kind of works a bit better by upgrade. So if we just add on 0.1 instead, then that's probably going to be a bit easier to manage. So play this. I'm going to sneakily give myself 2,000 pizzas and then buy that. So let's buy a bunch, and then you can sort of see, yeah, it's increasing faster than every second. Make that like 3,000 or 30,000, and then so the more of that I buy, the faster that number racks up. So it's a lot more sort of satisfying to watch. Makes it a bit more like Cookie Clicker.